Well, howdy do everyone, and welcome back to the ranch. Good to have you here today. Thank you so much for taking a little time out of your busy day to stop by for a visit. It means a lot to me. Beautiful day here in South Texas. It's about 72 or 3 degrees. Pretty blue skies, sun shining, birds singing, and I'm glad you're here to enjoy it with me. Once again, thanks for being here today. Today's video could get a little bit lengthy, so we're just going to jump right into it. Over the past few videos down in the comment section, a lot of you have been asking what's going on out here on the ranch as far as the urban sprawl that's trying to overtake us. What's going on with that? And basically, in a nutshell, well, it hasn't slowed down one bit. Over on the south side, over our complete entire southern border, they're making way to come in and start building 360 new homes. And just on the other side of our northern border, they are finishing the pad on which to build a 190 unit high-rise apartment complex for affordable housing. And we are bracing ourselves for that. In previous videos, I've showed you a lot of the work that's transpired across the southern border of the ranch, where they're making bridges and building a lot of roads to accommodate the 350 new homes that are going in the near future over there. But recently, basically the early morning songs of the mockingbirds have been pretty much overtaken by the sweet sounds of chainsaws destroying our beautiful trees. But it didn't take those crews very long to cut a pretty impressive sendero on the other side of our southern fence. And after they were done with that, they got their giant auger and took straight to digging holes and sinking poles. And I have never seen wooden telephone poles this long. And honestly, I guess they're not telephone poles anymore. It's kind of like hanging up on somebody or dialing your phone, neither of which you can do anymore. But nevertheless, I digress. I have never seen poles this long. Usually when the poles get this tall, they use metal ones, but who knows? I guess they just wanted it to look as ugly as possible. And in their defense, they are supplying power to 350 homes over there. So I guess you do have to use something pretty substantial. You can really appreciate how tall they are by how this particular pole dwarfs this huge truck. And this video was taken at about 400 yards away. Initially, they asked us for an easement so that they could run power lines from that subdivision over there, where they just put the power in, across the ranch over to the new high-rise over there. And interestingly enough, they didn't appreciate it when I would not give them a utility easement across the ranch. And I think just to spite me, they sank 6 of these giant telephone poles really, really close together in an area which kind of made the ranch look pretty ugly in that area. But at least we don't have to worry about them coming onto the ranch to check their stupid easement. I don't know how you feel about that, but one of those things I'd rather not give away, if you know what I mean. And once all the holes were dug and all the poles were set, the crews got busy stringing the highline wires from pole to pole clear across the southern border of the ranch. And I apologize for the shakiness of this video. 1, it was a very windy day, and 2, that fence line is 400 yards away. So bear with me if you will. And as I watched these 2 co-workers working on these power lines, this picture from 1967 kept popping back into my head. And I hoped and prayed the only thing that would be killed today was the power to the transmission lines. But soon all these high lines were strung, and this little sendero went from this to this. And while you're looking at this view, you can see what a butcher job they did on all the beautiful trees that used to run up and down what is now a bare utility easement sendero. And actually, here's a better view. So those are our new power lines that are gracing the entire southern border of the ranch. Other than that, these guys have been pouring a lot of concrete in the last couple of months too. The majority of what they are doing is the aprons to the bridges and also the rain gutters and the culverts that lie beneath the roadways. And here's what it looks like today. The drainage channels still have a way to go to be complete. You can see quite a bit of it's been poured, but there's still some gaps from channel to channel. And also they're in the process of connecting the boulevard to the highway up here. And then there's also access to the highway across the other bridge back here, where a second road also provides access to the highway in a different location. And as I said earlier in the video, our southern border is not the only area that's getting raped by urban sprawl. Just across the creek from our northern border, a multi-story 190-unit affordable apartment complex is being constructed. So now not only can I hear beep, beep, beep back there, I can also hear it that direction too. Sometimes they fight each other. So really a peaceful change. Fortunately, this is Sunday, so I don't hear very much of it today. Thank God. So interestingly enough, this great big monster apartment complex is being shoehorned in on a 10-acre plot. We'll see how that works out. And to give you a little idea of scale, here is the creek running through our property right here. And there, up in the right-hand corner, circled in red, is my full-size GMC Yukon, the white truck up there. And once again, just so you can appreciate the scale of things here, in yellow, I've marked a steep bluff, more appropriately, a steep cliff. It's about an 80-foot drop-off. And once again, you can see my car up in that corner just for reference. You can tell how steep that is. And then down below in blue, the creek right there is about 25 to 30 feet across. So now looking out across this construction site, you can tell they've got a whole lot going on in a very, very small area. And interestingly enough too, the majority of this land is in a floodplain. So you can see what they had to do. They have brought in many, many loads of dirt for the pads on which to construct this massive building. And for the really, really scary part, if you look closely, you can see the creek and the dam. And if you look even closer, you can still see my white Yukon up there. Most of the ranch, most of our property is on the left side of the creek. But here, as you can see, our property catches both sides of the creek. And therefore, we share a fence line with a 190 apartment complex. I don't think this is going to end very well. However, from their ads, this affordable complex looks beautiful. High ceilings, full-length windows, full-length fireplaces, designer pools, workout gymnasiums, and popular Southwest themes. The website for this affordable housing shows horseback riding, distant stretches of Texas prairie, replete with longhorn cattle, which you can enjoy all right here on their 10-acre spread. And all of this true Texas Wild West experience is being brought to you by the Roarer Company. All true Texans based in Plymouth, Minnesota. Surprise. All joking aside, and in all honesty, when this place is built, it will probably be very beautiful and a wonderful place to live. What bothers me is a lot of places like this, once they are built, the owners put them on the market and they hightail it somewhere else and start building another. Once this thing's sold to a new owner, it happens over and over. They just keep changing hands. And when they're government subsidized like this, the government subsidies keep up at the same rate regardless what the place looks like. So there's not really a great desire for owners to spend more money than they have to. And a lot of these places wind up looking like this. So anyway, hopefully I'm completely wrong, and hopefully these people who built it will stay here and manage it well. We will see. They say that completion date is for late 2024. So there you have it. We've got that going for us.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
So now, my dear friends, you are up to speed on what's happening to the north and what's happening to the south. And folks, my number one concern about what's going to happen to this place has to do with the wildlife sanctuary that as of May 1st of this year, I created it 35 years ago. For the last 35 years, I've been grooming all the wildlife here. I've got them a wonderful habitat. And in the last 2 to 3 years, for the first time, it's been going downhill. The populations are going downhill, and the general health of the animals is going downhill as well. And I attribute that 100% to the destruction of all the habitat on that ranch back there, and somewhat to the one across the creek as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. Number two would be what's going to happen to the creek, the beautiful spring-fed creeks that we have right here. They also have watersheds further up into western part of the state, and what's going to happen to them where they run through here, where it's going to be in a highly populated area. Chemicals and trash, basically, and then just disturbance of all the natural plants and grasses and animals, for that matter, up and down the creek, because it is a tremendous ecosystem, and I don't expect it to survive. I could be wrong. We will see. And my third concern would be what's going to happen to this ranch when it's basically surrounded by neighborhoods. Things like theft, poachers, trespassers, my legal liability for people that get on this land and could get hurt. A lot to think about. And dear friends, over the last few videos, a lot of you have brought up ideas that I could do to maintain wildlife sanctuary out here. And a lot of them are very, very good ideas. Sadly, the ones that seem like they may have a chance to work are just financially unreachable. And to be honest with you, the natural balance of this ranch right now is quite askew. And if we fenced it all off right now, separated ourselves from the city that's soon to be all around us, it would just continue to deteriorate. So more than likely, it's probably already too late to do something like that. And I never could put that kind of money into the place anyway, because I don't have it. But anyway, it is what it is. Like I said, as of the first day of May of this year, we will have been here for 35 years. And for 35 years, this has been home. And you don't sell home unless you have to. And right now, we don't have to. But one thing I will tell you, when home becomes unsafe, when home becomes unsecure, when home becomes not peaceful anymore, then it's not home any longer. And that's what we got facing us. So we will see how it all plays out. Maybe in my lifetime, it won't ever get to that level. That's my prayer. We'll see if it works out. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. It means a lot to me. You know it means a lot to me. And I thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here. God bless you all. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. And as always, I want you to always remember I love you. Bye-bye now. So what you doing there, Al?
Neutering a dog, Dad.
All right. Who's gonna learn you?
That's a mistake.